What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my Forza Motorsport 6 World Championship. Today we're going to be using R-Class supercars from all 6 countries. Now I will say that there were 4 all-wheel drive cars and 2 rear-wheel drive cars. I had to upgrade one of them, the rear-wheel drive cars, to all-wheel drive to get it close to the PI limit, so I thought for the other car I would do that as well, just to make it fair. We start off with Italy and the Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. I absolutely love the Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. It is probably my favourite Lamborghini. I'd say close behind the Huracan, and then probably, I quite like the Sesto Elemento, the Aventador. I like a lot of Lamborghinis, however the Gallardo Superleggera is a really cool car. It is probably my favourite. This car was really good. As you know, it's already all-wheel drive, so there's nothing I had to really change about that. It got to the PI limit right at the top of R-Class, which I believe is 900 PI, if I can remember correctly. This car was really nice to drive. I've driven the Lamborghini Gallardo in this game before. I already owned the car, which was one of the reasons why I used this over a Huracan or an Aventador, because I already had it, so I thought, you know what, it's a good car, I know it's a good car, I already own it, I might as well use it. So yeah, the Lamborghini was a very good car, nothing too surprising there. Next up we have Germany and the Audi R8 Coupe V10 Plus. Now I like the Audi R8, it's a very good car. I never really know if I prefer the older version like this one or the new kind of 2016 version, is it, or 2017? I can't remember. I never really know which one I prefer. However, this time we are using, I think this is the 2013 version, or 2015, I can't remember. I think it's 2013, but whatever, we've got an Audi R8 here. It didn't drive too bad, it didn't seem to have quite the crazy power and acceleration that the Lamborghini had, or a lot of the other cars on this list, to be honest. It cornered okay, a little bit of understeer compared to the Lamborghini, but it wasn't terrible. It did, however, feel a little bit slower than that Lamborghini. But you know, all in all, an Audi R8, it's a good car. I've driven the Audi R8 in plenty of games before, including Forza. I don't think I've actually driven it in this game before, however, it's a very good car. Next up we have USA, America, with the Chevrolet Corvette Z06. Now this was the rear-wheel drive car that I had to change to all-wheel drive because it wouldn't get to the top of R-Class. It still didn't get right to the top with this. I think it ended up at 894 PI. It's only 6 PI down on the max PI, so it's not really going to make a difference. But I couldn't really find another car suitable for this that would get to the top of the PI. The only other car I kind of saw was the Dodge Viper SRT10. However, I tried that wouldn't even get anywhere close to this. So I ended up going with this instead. So yes, it is all-wheel drive. I know that all you American muscle fans out there probably aren't a big fan of that, but hey, it had to be done. I didn't want to do it, but it was what had to be done. The Corvette was a very good car. It was actually really nice handling, which I wasn't really expecting from a Corvette. Lots of power, lots of acceleration, and good cornering. Next up we have France with the Bugatti EB110 Supersport. Now this is a car that I don't think I've ever driven before. It's only ever really been in Forza from what I can remember. I'm fairly sure it wasn't in any Gran Turismo, it hasn't been in any Gran Turismo that I've played. Although it is in Forza Motorsport 6 and Forza Horizon 3, I haven't driven it yet, so this was the first time I'd ever driven the car. It's actually a very nice car. It is the oldest car in this list. Sadly, with France, the car list for France isn't very big. I could have gone with a Bugatti Veyron, however I wanted to kind of have the car stock S-Class, and this was stock S-Class. Actually one of the highest, if not the highest S-Class car that's, starting off car that's on this list. I think it is actually the highest one. But it is the oldest car, 1992. All the other cars are kind of 2010 onwards. So yeah, although it's a very good car, it wasn't too bad, but you could tell that the handling, with it being an older car, it wasn't quite as good as some of the others. Next up, we have the legendary Nissan GTR Black Edition, of course, from Japan. Although this is one of my favourite cars, I didn't pick it just because of that. Really, there isn't much choice when it comes to supercars for Japan. I believe the Lexus LFA would have been able to get in this. I'm fairly sure that starts off in S-Class, maybe even A-Class, I'm not sure actually with the LFA. But I went with this instead. The one weird thing as well, Lexus is counted as an American manufacturer in this game. What is with that? I counted as a Japanese one, but I really don't know. Maybe I honestly don't know, but whatever. We've got the Nissan GTR here, and of course, it was a very good car. I was a little bit worried. This was the lowest starting PI car, with only just over 700 PI to start with, right at the bottom of S class. I was worried that it wouldn't quite, it wouldn't quite do it, but it got right at the top of R class, and it was a good car to drive. And finally we have a UK, the United Kingdom, with the McLaren 650S Coupe. The McLaren 650S Coupe is a beautiful, beautiful car. I really do like it. One of my favourite McLarens, if not my favourite, to be honest. I mean, the 675 LT is way up there. However, you can't really get that in any game. I've never played a game with that car in it. Would really like to see that. So, as it stands, 650S probably my favourite McLaren. I didn't actually have to upgrade this to all-wheel drive. It could get to the top of our class, still rear-wheel drive. However, I thought to make it fair, it's not really going to be fair if I just have one car that's rear-wheel drive and the rest of them all-wheel drive. So I upgraded it anyway, and it meant it was a really, really nice thing to drive. It was probably still the slidiest, craziest car of them all, even when it was all-wheel drive. However, the acceleration was phenomenal. It was absolutely flying down the straights, out of the corners. It was a really nice handling car when it wasn't, because it slid around a little. You could really throw it around the corners. The McLaren was really good. So that is all the cars done. We go on to the times, and the McLaren comes in first place with a 136.971. Great victory for UK there. They've been at the bottom for ages. The Corvette with the 137.332 in second. Japan with the Nissan GTR 137.494 in third. Fourth place goes to the Gallardo of Italy, 137.952. Fifth is for the Bugatti EB110 with a 138.540. And in last place, the Audi R8 with a 139.037. I could feel when I was driving it that Audi was a little bit slow. Onto the current standings for the championship. It has changed up a little bit. We now have USA in first place with 57 points. We have Italy in second now with 52 points. Germany is in third with 48 points. UK has really brought themselves up, now in fourth place with 44 points. France in fifth with 42 points, and Japan just behind with 41 points. So I mean, it's all pretty close right now. It could go anyway. It's nice to see the UK really getting up there. They were quite a way behind before. With that 20-point first place, they're now really up into contention with the other countries. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.